On top of all that, there's a little group called OSHA. I'm sure people are well aware of OSHA, who they are, what they do. You never want to get the knock on the door from them. But then there's safety and training that comes into play, and that's held in another platform. So, you see where I'm going with this, Patrick. At Paycor, we really offer a full cloud-based unified platform that's a single sign-on solution. We partner with all the job boards, all the popular 401k record keepers, so that way HR professionals can help manage their workplace better in safety and training, and it's all under one roof.
Okay, well, welcome to another episode of the Made on Long Island podcast. We're doing a lot of talking about companies that can help manufacturers cut costs and bring more efficiencies to their operations. Here on Long Island, listen, the cost of doing business is the cost of doing business. There's not much that's going to change that. So if we can find those partners that can help companies really achieve a better savings, and at the same time, keep and attract new employees through different types of services, then that's a win-win for everybody. We've partnered with Paycor, and we have Ken joining us here, who's going to talk to us a little bit about Paycor and how they stand out from the other groups that do similar services, and really what they're bringing to the Long Island manufacturing community. So I just want to start by thanking Ken for your support of Long Island manufacturers and welcome you to the podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you guys do, and what sets you apart from the rest of the pack?
Perfect. Sounds great, Patrick. Appreciate you inviting me to join. So my name is Ken. I do work for Paycor here in Long Island, and I work specifically in our manufacturing vertical. At Paycor, we do offer a full scope of HR and payroll technology that's built for leaders. Really, in this landscape, for companies to compete and win, they really need a human capital management technology that's built for their industry. So clients require personalized support from the people who know their business, not a one-size-fits-all solution. So Paycor is actually the only cloud-based single sign-on human capital management solution on the market, and we've actually verticalized with a focus in 4 specific areas. First being hospitality, second non-for-profit, third for healthcare, and fourth, you can probably guess it, Patrick, it's manufacturing. So we really took a hard look at our business to figure out where we're excelling and where we're winning. And it was these 4 spaces, and that's really why we have a 91% client retention rate versus the industry average of 73.
Outstanding. Well, that's really great to hear, and thanks so much for including manufacturing on that. Here on Long Island, you know that we have 3,000 manufacturers in 11 different sectors of manufacturing. We boast about 70,000 employees, and these are our next door neighbors and our friends and our family. So whatever assistance you can offer to manufacturing, we're thrilled to have it. Now listen, assistance to manufacturers, one of the chief complaints I get from my CEOs all day long is, listen, I got a lot on my plate. What can you do to help take something off of my plate? These shop owners, they wear too many hats, right? You got into manufacturing because you enjoy making a product. You got pretty good at it, and you've grown. And before you know it, you're no longer making this product. You're running a business, and that takes some special skills. So how can Paycor maybe take something off the plate of our CEOs?
Yes, we've got a couple things. In the interest of time, I'll probably just speak to the HR side of things. CEOs, C-suite individuals, over 70% of them see HR as overhead and not revenue generating. So HR professionals have a hard time quantifying what they do. And a big drag for HR teams is duplication of information and a disconnected HR ecosystem. So for example, Patrick, you've got recruiting software, but recruiting doesn't speak to onboarding. Even though recruiting speaks to maybe like an Indeed, a LinkedIn, a Glassdoor, or other recruiting sites that are out there. So even though onboarding is there, onboarding doesn't necessarily speak to the benefits portal. So for open enrollment, when employees do go in to make, life changes or their enrollments for the year. So this technology usually sits with a health insurance broker, and it doesn't allow employees necessarily a seamless transaction to make these elections. And same thing goes for retirement. So you hire a new employee, most companies, to be competitive in today's market, offer 401k. So companies like Fidelity, Empower, Mutual of America, Principal, the list goes on. All that information is out there, right? But these are all disconnected systems normally under normal circumstances. On top of all that, there's a little group called OSHA. I'm sure people are well aware of OSHA, who they are, what they do. You never want to get the knock on the door from them. But then there's safety and training that comes into play, and that's held in another platform. So, you see where I'm going with this, Patrick. At Paycor, we really offer a full cloud-based unified platform that's a single sign-on solution. We partner with all the job boards, all the popular 401k record keepers, so that way HR professionals can help manage their workplace better in safety and training, and it's all under one roof. It's one username, one password. From hire to retire, we are a true one-stop shop for everything payroll and HR related.
Excellent. Speaking of hiring, we have a little bit of a labor crisis right now. There's no getting around it. I'm wondering if you guys have any words of wisdom, any assistance that you can offer to our companies that are trying to hire the next generation of manufacturers, and they're having a hard time. Having a hard time not just hiring, but also retaining employees as well. What can you speak to on that?
Yeah, there's a lot of turnover in this space, Patrick. Listen, I could spend hours talking about this. This is one thing that we do really, really well for this space, is to help companies be employer of choice. I was just riding through the Hop Park Industrial Park yesterday, and I have to say, like 70% of the companies out there had the little flag in their front yard. Beautiful lawns everywhere, by the way. And it all says hiring, inquire within, truck drivers needed, right? So like, what is company A doing to be competitive over company B, right? So one thing that's the biggest hot button right now in both healthcare and manufacturing is EWA, or Earned Wage Access. We offer it in the form of called Paycor On-Demand Pay. So what that is, Patrick, it allows employees access to their money before payday. The Federal Reserve did a study, and they found that 40% of Americans cannot afford to cover a $400 financial emergency from money that's in their savings account. So what do? They go to the payday loans, right? And they pay exorbitant fees to get a loan on that upcoming pay date. So what we do is, this is not a payroll loan. This is employees' access to wages that they've already earned in that pay period. So Paycor's on-demand pay was built for HR leaders in the manufacturing and healthcare space, and it helps them decrease turnover and offer employees more flexible pay options. So with on-demand pay, again, employees can access those funds up to 2 days before payday, spread wages from across multiple days. And here's the best news of all, Patrick. The HR team does not have to be involved. They don't have to ask Mary or Steven behind the desk, hey, I need help. They'll take out their smartphone. They'll see the Paycor app. They'll say, hey, Ken, you've got $323 available to you today right now. Would you like access to that? I click that button and bam, just like that, I've got access to my wages. And the last thing I'll put a bow on this, Patrick, is that the employers are not floating or funding this money. This is a very big difference with Paycor. A lot of companies do this, but they require the employers to float the money for the employees. At Paycor, we do not.
Excellent. That's a really wonderful resource, and I think that'll be a wonderful tool in retaining employees as well. That's great. We're getting to the bottom half of our quick conversation. I just wanted to ask. I always ask this question, like, bottom line, why does a manufacturer choose Paycor over somebody else?
Great question. So there's a lot of pays in the space. There's a lot of us out there. We've been doing this successfully for 30 years. We've got a book of business, about 40,000 clients, and we're the only human capital management technology on the market with a dedicated vertical for manufacturers. So we've got internal and external resources available to our manufacturing friends. We've got a ton of resources on our website that's available to them. We believe in community. We've got a resource called The Corner, where all these like-minded business owners can get together, collaborate, see what's working, what's not. On top of that, I think that something like 70% of technology implementations fail. At Paycor, we take 2 steps back to take 1 step forward. We've got industry certified professionals in our implementation teams that know what they're doing and will help your teams extract any data from HR ecosystems today. So, to wrap it up, Patrick, we work with almost 3,000 different manufacturing companies across the U.S. We've got a dedicated vertical. We pay 250,000 people every single week, and we've got a 91% client retention rate.
Excellent, outstanding. So, listen, that was fast and furious. I think we've run out of time. But if anybody had any questions, how do they get in touch with you?
So I'm sure they've got your information. My cell phone's area code 401-218-7471. And I'll make sure my information is available in the description once it goes out.
Outstanding. All right. Well, again, this is Patrick Boyle from IgniteLI. Thanking Ken and Paycor for being such wonderful sponsors and good community partners of the manufacturers here on Long Island. Thanks so much for joining us, and look forward to chatting with you again.